And welcome again to another weekly connection. So last time we talked about the rays that are coming into the planet. And this time they want to talk about how we are all being lifted up vibrationally to a higher vibration. And that all things, not just peeps, all things, all the people, all the things from all the different kingdoms are being uplifted in light. And we will soon leave this lower vibration, which we are all very tired of, behind. It will dissolve. It is your job. You were born here at this time. You volunteered and you were chosen because they knew you could take this crazy, crazy vibration. And I know some days you think you can't take this crazy, crazy vibration. And then you need to take a chill pill. You need to just stop what you're doing. Go get a massage or something. Have a cup of tea. Little thing, big thing, whatever. Stop. Even if it's for 5 or 10 minutes. Collect yourself. Use your cosmic thrust oil. And bring yourself back to center. Because there is a lot of chaos. And we understand that. But remember, you were chosen. And you did volunteer. I always say their volunteering is kind of a dirty trick. They're good at that, they kind of set you up. But not in this case. In this case, it was quite rigorous to be sure that you wouldn't get caught in 3D when you were here. Because we don't want light seeds, star children, to get caught by 3D. We want you to excel above 3D. So that's what we're focusing on, and that's what we're doing. So you want to bam light as much as possible and as often as possible, like 24/7, all the time. And if you have a moment where you kind of go back into 3D, maybe something pisses you off, it can happen. It's not the end of the world. You haven't failed. You're just processing. That is a processing of something that you haven't purged, and now you purge it. And the more you purge those 3D, whatever they are, the higher your vibration, the higher the vibration for humanity and the earth becomes. Because the way out of this 3D muck and mire of ego serving ego is through you, through the light of the star children. It funneled down. When the era began, it was in the celestial realms. Non-physical beings were challenged to choose self or love. And it has cleaned up on all the upper levels. And now all of the denseness and all of the cranky souls are focusing here in 3D human beings. It is through 3D human beings that we transcend to 5D human beings. So all of those dense energies, as a child, I would go a couple of levels above where we are here in this dimension. And there would be all kinds of Oogie Bears and, malformed thoughts and whatever. And we would just bam them with light as hard as we could until they remembered that they were light themselves. We don't need to do that anymore. That ended in 2014. We don't need to do that because now it's all fallen right here into 3D people. So people, you might think of it like they're being used to try to perpetuate the dark, but that's not really how it is. It is that it's the karma of people to feel that darkness and then to transcend that darkness. And every star child has had a moment of darkness and has transcended it. So this is our job, to bring in the light, to be the light 24/7. So I'm going to spray myself with Cosmic Aura Spray. Just let it settle into my aura. And now I'm going to take my Cosmic Thrust Oil, which is my main staple, because I do a lot of traveling, physically and energetically. And I bring it into my aura, and I cup my hands together. And I feel myself totally connected in the moment. When you're totally connected in the moment, you can transcend time and space. No props. Well, it takes some technique, but no props. And I allow myself to be that tether of light, focusing and never falling out of that, falling down into 3D. Even if you have a moment of glitchiness, you know, you never really fall down. You just kind of go, oops, oh well, let's fix that, right? So it's okay. So I love the Cosmic Thrust Oil for that reason. And then the Ascension Oil, which was designed to dissolve, oh, I got a lot, the calcium around your third eye, which prevents you, I need to rub it in, which prevents you from seeing and hearing and all those things. And then I just rub it all over, like that. So you've had lifetimes of being bound, what is the word for that I'm looking for, T? Being sequestered behind the veil in 3D. And the Ascension Oil is designed to remove the veil from your third eye. So that's what it does. Now it's gentle. We can't do that like bam, 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 you'd be in bed. And it has to be a gentle, everyday putting it on and everyday meditating with that so that you can dissolve that barrier. So let's be light seeds. Let's do our job in really bringing that light into ourselves, first of all, and wearing it for ourselves, and then being able to share it and transcend the 3D planet and what's going on 3D. Now, when you transcend, it's not apathy. It's not like, oh, well, they're just doing what they're doing. It's not that. The last thing you want to do is be apathetic. You also don't want to get hooked into the drama. What you want to do is be a facilitator of light. You want to beam anything and everyone that's bound by 3D with light as much and as often as you can. So let's bring that golden light down. And it saturates every cell, every pore, every part of you as it comes down the yang side of your body and down into the earth. And the mother grabs on and she's so happy. You chose to be a star child and a light seed. You became a light seed by doing your work. Congratulations. And you bring that light down out your feet and around the grid of the mother. And she helps you bring it back up around the back with an essence of herself in it. And now it joins back to source and it just goes around and round. And that orbit keeps you tethered. That is your golden lariat. And that feels so good, doesn't it? And just let yourself sit in that light, in that orbit. And then when it comes up the back, water falls out all 12 of your auras. It just saturates it. Fill it up as much as you can. You want gobs and gobs of light. You want a lot of light. It's never too much light. Like energy. You always want more. So we're going to bring that light out into our aura, and we're going to focus now on Well of the Mother, which is developing your cosmic consciousness, developing your connection to oneness, to know that you are part of a whole. You may not be totally unified in that oneness, but you know you are part of the whole. You know that when you do something, like if you hurt a plant or an animal, that it's affecting in a whole rippling effect, like plucking a stone into the water and the ripples. When we fell from grace, we started to eat each other. Now, I'm not telling you you can't eat meat. I'm telling you that you want to be conscious and understanding toward all animals and all beings. That's the start of it. And then you bring that light up into the root. And the root is getting more and more crystalline every day. Those crunched up light fibers, the DNA structure was always there of 12 strands, but they got glommed together in 3D with the denseness of the carbon-based being. So now we're lightening them up, and they are coming unwound. Very rapidly, actually. And so now we fill that with that light so that all of humanity can unravel their light strands, their DNA strands. And we bring it into the sacral chakra. And Lord Lanto has been very, very active in us understanding or coming to understand, maybe having aha moments, of when we're not understanding or knowing, we're judging. I see so often that people don't realize they're in judgment because it's just always been that way. It's what they were taught. It's what they see. Now we're starting to see that it's not. If it isn't love and compassion, it isn't. So we learn to do that through that sacral chakra. And when we find a conflict, we use conscious use of power on the spleen to move ourselves out of it, to get that understanding, to get that knowing that we might be lacking because of our circumstances of life, because of being in the veil. And we move ourselves out of that with more light. That's all there is. And then we spread that light into the collective consciousness so that everyone else can feel love. Everybody wants love in every way. Even your most dastardly of dude, mostly your most dastardly of dude, is looking for love. They just got them messed up. So then we bring it to the empathic shield, which is on the liver. And we fill that empathic shield with that light so that we can gain understanding and compassion. Even when there's really bad behavior. Remember, they're looking for love. They're doing it wrong, right? In that they're not going to achieve love by that action. And so it's our job as light seeds to help them see that light. And the more we do that, the more we shift out of the veil and into the light and into crystalline structure. And the heart radiates out love to every being, everyone. You don't yell at a child because they do something wrong. You understand that they didn't understand. And you teach them how to do that without conflict or drama or pain. And that's what we do as light seeds. And you bring it all the way out your heart, because the earth needs so much love. And then with our intention, we are creating that light world, that loving world, right here, through our thoughts, through our noggin, by not having those dark thoughts, by having light thoughts and understanding and not judging. And then we express ourselves as loving beings. You can't fake that. You either do or you don't. You just keep doing it till you get it right. Which takes a forever thing. Yeah, you keep going with that. But in our third eye, we know that we are moving mountains and we are making the change that we need to shift out of the 3D veil and into the 5D crystalline energies. So light up your crown. Call everybody in. Let them munch and crunch all they want. Your job is to wear enough that you don't mind. And the telepathic notch sings every time you feel that love and you share that light. It gets stronger and stronger. And we radiate that light out 18 inches or more, so that we are in this cocoon of light, so that if someone doesn't feel that light, they can munch and crunch the light. Or if they have malice, they hit that gold light and they feel the light. Just like a Oogie Bear, you just blast it with light and they remember love. Sometimes an Oogie Bear will actually go, ah, when they feel the light. And then they go off to rehab. It isn't that they're bad. It's just that they forgot. Your job as a light seed is to help them remember. So you bring that out and you wear that garment so that you're in that cocoon of light, protected, nurtured, and assisted. Because if you don't understand, that's what the shield's for. When I'm treating people, I see their image on my screen and I feel what they're feeling. I feel it in my body, but I never bring it into my nervous system. It's like the TV. I turn it off when we're done. And that's what you do, so that you can be a light seed and stay out of the drama and out of ego. You're doing a good job, so keep it up. And I'm going to see you next week again. All right. I love you. Bye-bye.